Hello again. It is now my honor to share my story with you tonight. One thing that I've learned about individual success is that it's often contingent upon the success of others in your life. And it's hard to swim when your family's sinking. I grew up in the projects of South Boston with both my parents and my younger brother and sister. I loved my childhood and spent countless hours playing in the local parks. My father had a rule. When the streetlights came on, we had to go home. Whenever I see a streetlight flash, I think about my father looking out for me. My parents were both strong advocates for education. They both were high school dropouts. As a child, I can remember my mom struggling to help us with even simple homework. She would always tell us, make sure you finish school. You don't want to end up like me. And my father was laid off and replaced by someone younger with a college degree. Because of this, I spent my high school years focused on getting good grades. And it worked. I graduated high school in the National Honor Society and was accepted to Bentley University. I was on the path to success, but my family wasn't. One thing that my father couldn't protect us from was my mother's mental illness. And when I was in middle school, my mother attempted to take her own life. I'm truly grateful she didn't. But my mother's mental illness was a difficult part of our family life. During my first few months in college, I would receive phone calls from my father asking for spare cash for groceries. Then my brother called me. He told me he was thinking about dropping out of high school to go to work and help pay for the bills. That broke my heart. Could you allow your siblings to suffer? I couldn't. I put my college dreams on hold, went to work full-time, and my siblings got to continue their education. The year before coming to Europe was particularly difficult. I had a new baby girl, Charlie, when a domestic dispute with my mother and her mental illness forced us into shelters. I was sinking, homeless and unemployed. I later found a good job, but knew that without education, I'd always be penny pinching. A sick day for Charlie meant I lost a whole day's pay. We desperately needed that cash. I wanted a better future, a career with good health care and paid time off, so that I could have the dignity to care for Charlie when she was sick, without financial consequences. Enter Year Up. I heard about Year Up from a friend. You get paid to learn. I knew this was my path back to college. I received a tremendous amount of support from Year Up staff, teachers, and my classmates. It's that critical support system that gets you through a program like this, especially those days when you want to call it quits. And at my internship at Harvard Business School, I worked under 2 managers in 2 different departments. The exposure to client services and social media was invaluable, and I learned that I love marketing. I now know that no matter how minor a project, you are part of a team. There's always a bigger picture, a higher goal. So what's next for me and Charlie? Thanks to Year Up, I will never have to work 3 jobs like my father did. And I will never call Charlie asking for help with my bills. I have a plan to finish my bachelor's degree and my master's. One day I will become an executive and manage my own team. Thank you.
See? Did I promise you that I was standing up for you? That's what a standing ovation looks like. Good job, Addie. Good job.
Thank you.
That is.